So we have the PFD on this side, primary flight display. The PFD is what we use to fly. So we have the speed on this side, we have the attitude, okay? Then we have the altitude on this side, and the heading right here, okay? Now he's aligning, that's why. On the right side we have the MFD, multifunctional flight display. We have the map, we set the flight plan, we have all the auxiliary pages like the status of the GPS, all this kind of stuff that we have on the right. Now we have also this button over here, okay, display backup. If you press this button, the PFD will also be shown on the right side.
Okay.
The reason is that if you lose this one, you can see that one. If you lose that one, we don't care, because we fly the plane with the PFD. That's the reason why we're doing this. Okay, so it's a backup mode, one way. That's what it is. You go back like this. And then, as you see now, it's aligned. Of course, the speed is 0. 1,900, this is the elevation of the field, 1,860 and 70. Sorry.
Yeah, what is it in KKA? I think it's 2,000.
2,000.
Riyadh is 2,000. So now we are talking here, let's talk. This is the basic 3 altimeters for flying. Here they consider this a primary.
No. Okay, we have just the primary flight display on this side. It's just 2 big screens. These are standby instruments. Okay, we have the airspeed indicator. We have the attitude indicator standby. Is a gyro. Okay, it's electrically driven. And then we have the altimeter over there.
Okay, so let's cover this panel. The upper panel here, what do you call it? This one, which is...
No, it doesn't have a name. That's the compass and the 3 standbys.
And we have, this is the selector for the mic transfer.
Exactly.
And what's the red button?
The red button is the ELT, Emergency Locator Transmitter.
And then we have on the right side the main circuit breaker banner.
These are the breakers, yes.
And here the second display.
Exactly. Then on the display, as you can see, you can hear, this is the fan. The noise you hear is the fan. It's the cooling fan for the MFD and the PFD. Then here we have the Autopilot panel. The Autopilot is the HZ-SA18. It's integrated in the G1000 system. So whenever you move, the heading bag is going to move right away. It's not like many aircraft, especially in Cessnas, they do this. They have a separate Autopilot, so you have to set 2 things. Here instead, everything is in one.
Just turn your heading here.
Exactly. Here we have, all the lights. Here, alternators. This is exactly the same cockpit you would find in a DA40, the single, the DA40NG, okay? The single. So the only thing that changes is the levers, okay? Because there are 2. In the single, it's just 1.
Yeah, just 1. And
the gear, because we don't have the gear. And these 2 buttons in the singles are not fuel pumps, but are 2 different things: pitot heat and fuel transfer. It's a different story about it.
So we have here the flaps.
That's the flap selectors. Yeah, is 2 position as well.
Up and down.
Well, let's put 3.
And this is the fuel pumps, which we don't have in the single engine. And
we have the fuel pump selector that is right here in the single engines. Those are the pitot heat and the fuel transfer pump.
And the lever, the white lever is the landing gear lever.
This lever is the landing gear.
And the 3 indication light for it, and the test.
Green.
And the master.
We have the 3 greens.
The red one is the master.
This is the gear warning and safe check.
This is the master switch.
The red one is the master switch.
And then right engine.
These are the engine masters. So before we start up the engine, we have to start this up, and then we turn the key. And that's the way.
And over there you have your alternator. And
you have the pitot heat, then the alternators that have to be on when you start up, but we don't really need them now. Then we have the ECU buttons. This is for the ECU test. The ECU is the engine control unit. It's what controls. It's like the car. The car has an engine control unit, right? Well, here we have the same thing for the fuel injection, for the propeller cycle. And when we do the ECU test, we actually checking the drop cycle, because we check if it's working. So we'll look for a drop and everything. And we have indication in the negotiation panels as well. Then we have the water switches. The water is what allows us to switch from A to B, and vice versa.
2 channels.
At the same time, you can keep auto. The ECU, okay, there's one for each engine. Then it's divided in 2, A and B. Is a redundancy, okay? It's continued redundancy that, of course, doesn't apply on these aircraft.
Absolutely.
So the ECUs work. ECU A is independent of ECU B. If you keep it on auto, in case of failure of the ECU you're using, you don't really know if it's ECU A or B. The system decides by itself.
Yeah, most likely it will change channel.
Depending the hours of.
One more thing here I noticed. We have that rudder trim.
Yeah, that we don't have in the singles.
Not single rudder trim.
No, we don't have the rudder trim.
And this is the parking brake lever. And the pedal. And what's the other two levers?
Defrost
and cabin heat.
Oh, this is for
winter.
Okay. And now I noticed we only have how many throttle we have?
Two engines, 2 throttles.
2 throttles. So no more feathering and
there's no blue lever, there's no red lever. The reason is that we have the ECU that does everything for us, so we don't need to change.
The green.
It's the lever.
No, this is the green cross feed with the fuel pump on the lever, and the other
cross feed with fuel pump on.
Okay, and those are the fuel selectors. The fuel selectors have to be on. When they are on, they are fed by each engine. So left tank feeds